Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm glad that you found us here on YouTube and have joined our tribe of survivors. And today I really want to talk about, just love, because that's why we're all here. That's why, that's where everything first began, is when the narcissist said, I love you to us. And to everyone out there listening, I'm sure that that person told us that they loved us unbelievably fast. Like all the relationships that I've had, no one has ever told me that they love me so fast. I think by the fourth date even, which seems ridiculous, but for them to say I love you, and he said it first, which is also kind of a big thing. I don't know why it always is, but he said it first, and yeah, like the fourth date, it was lightning fast. And it seems weird that I say that out loud, and I tell people that because it's too ridiculous to have something like that happen so fast. But when you're in it with a narcissist, that's what makes it different, is because they know how to move things so fast. And that's like one of the big red flags about being with a narcissist, is that it's just way too fast in the beginning. You can't fall in love with someone that fast. You could say there's no love really at first sight, even though they try to believe that. It's usually just lust at first sight, because you don't know the person. And then we start to, after, we go through the whole relationship and the discard or the breakup, and however it happened, we look back, and because it happened so fast and they said it so quickly, was it true? It's almost too painful to think that all that happened and it was fake. And when we start realizing that they're narcissists and that it wasn't true, I always started to doubt myself. Well, did he ever love me? Like, was that all in my head? But I want everyone to just realize out there that love to a narcissist is very, very different than love to everyone else. To everyone else, love is it's just such a deep emotion that has so much fabrics inside it, woven into it to make it a strong, emotion. But for a narcissist, they're going to love you because of what you can do for them. They love things for different ways. They love the status that they get from being with you, or they love the types of fuel they get from you, whether or not you're financially stable, whether or not you have like a really nice house that they can provide, a nice living with them. They might like that you're a little bit famous. They might like that you have a nice body. All these things are very tangible things that they love, instead of just having that connectional, emotional love with you. So on our end, we don't care usually like what their status is, how many likes they get on all their Instagram photos, or we don't care how really all these other people look at them. Like, when we love someone, we love that person, right? But the narcissist is loving everything else around you and noticing and loving what is flowing towards them via you. And that's what they're loving. Because as soon as, and this is something that everyone who has been with a narcissist is going to understand, that, when we're with a partner that we love and something happens to them, say they lose their job, or like a relative of their family died, or, something bad happened in their life, because we love them, we want to support them and help them and make our relationship stronger through that. But for a narcissist, if something happens to us, like we lose our job, something bad happens in our lives, well, that's when they go, oh, all of a sudden I'm not getting fuel and love from you because you're out, dealing with something else. So now I have to leave and go find it somewhere else. Like, that's when they leave you. That's when they discard you. That's when they start having affairs. That's when, things start going wrong. When when it's something, an event in any relationship, well, it's not perfect all the time. Sometimes bad things happen, throughout your life that you deal with, and you're supposed to have a strong, loving partner to deal with it with you. Instead, we have the discard. We have them leaving because all of a sudden they're not getting their fuel. They're not getting your attention. They're not getting why they were with you in the first place, because you're dealing with something else. And then they're going to take off and get fuel from someone else. That's when you see that mask slip, and you kind of see the evilness of them. It's like, how can someone who loves me, and when I need them, and you don't need them very often, but when something bad happens, and after however many years, you're finally this one time you need them, and they're like, but that's exhausting to me. I don't want to do that. Like they're gone. And that's the difference between how they're loving you and how you love them. They're not loving you for you. They're loving you because of how much they're getting back from it. And as soon as they don't get anything back from it, that's when you see the true horror and ugliness of them. And you think, and you're flabbergasted, and you're saying, well, every time, something bad happened to them, I was there for them. I sacrificed everything for them. I gave them everything I had. But as soon as I have this tiny thing happen to me, they're gone. And sometimes they wait until you're at your lowest point to just finally give the final discard. Like they will leave you at the worst possible moment in your life, almost to gratify watching you suffer more. So when I'm thinking about love in the narcissist context, I have to know that the love that they gave me was almost like a circle, like a boomerang. They threw all this love to me, so it boomeranged back to them. It wasn't just flowing one way. They knew that it would come back to them. And as soon as that circle even gets interrupted a little bit, that's when you can feel the break in the relationship happen. But when we love them, it's like loving your own child. Like you were loving them unconditionally, not because of the things that they could do for you or how they made you look. You were loving them for them. And I think that's the major difference. And it's the painful, harsh truth of what you look like. And like, did the narcissist ever love me? It's like, you can say that they loved you, but it's different. It's different when you're receiving love from a narcissist. Like they will love bomb you so heavily, especially at the beginning, and tell you they love you right away. And like they need to capture you and hold you down almost and smother you with love, so you don't even know that the love that they're giving you is tainted. And when you're in it, it's so hard to see clearly, and no one, when you're falling in love like that, no one can pull you aside and say, this is moving too fast. I don't think it's real. You're not going to listen. You're not. But you can realize it, first of all, so it never happens again. And then you can help other people when you know what they're going through, because it's almost like channels like this. It's like Alcoholics Anonymous, but with narcissism, because you have to be able to talk and relate to other people that have been what we've been through, because it's really you're not able to understand it as much as you try to explain it to someone who's never been with a narcissist. They don't understand that all that loving wasn't really just towards you. It was meant to go into a circle and go back towards them until you were drained of everything and then discarded. It's so that's why I started this channel. That's why I'm so grateful for all of you. Please remember to share, like, and subscribe. And I'm so glad that you found us here, because we are all survivors post-narcissist.